Hello. So, my name is Dawn Hitchings. I've been involved I say involved, from afar for a long time, probably since about 2011, 2012, sort of behind the scenes in various groups on Facebook. Scotland's Date with Destiny. I became an admin, I think, in 2012. Before that, I had been sharing things about Scottish independence, which I deeply believe in. I live in Canada. There are people who sometimes say to me, what business is it of yours? It's a really long story. I could go into details, but please believe me, I am very emotionally invested in this, like really emotionally invested in it. And logically, every country has the right to independence should they choose it. I deeply believe in that. I always have. I'm saying all this so you'll understand where I'm coming from. So I've been following this for a really long time. Oh, I say a really long time. Compared to some people who've been fighting this battle for decades, I guess it's not really a really long time. But from what I understand, from everything that I have read, that many other people have shared, and I just want to remind everybody of this, that it doesn't matter if Westminster denies everybody in Scotland their right to have a referendum. It matters in one sense, but it doesn't put you as dead in the water. There are options. You go to the UN. It was either the UN or the EU that Scotland had to go to for the right to have their own parliament. A small group of people made that happen by, fighting for it. You can't just say, well, that's it, and, that if they say no, then what are we going to do? What you're going to do is have your the election that is going to come. And, the Scottish government has already stated that it's going to be a consultative vote. So if the majority of people vote for the SNP and Greens, any pro-Indie party, then you basically have had your answer. And then you can go to the UN and, if it comes out that the UK government, and I know that there's a case in court right now, that also is irrelevant. It's because it's a UK court, so that's irrelevant. A UK court can't deny you your right to a referendum legally as far as the UN is concerned. So the UN, if a group of people were to say go to the UN and lobby for Scotland to have its own referendum, the UN would be behind them and would likely enforce it, and help to enforce an unbiased referendum. That's, if you want to do that, that's great. But this next vote, it depends on how the Scottish government, this next election will basically determine how the Scottish government handles it. If they say, okay, well, as far as we're concerned, we're going to just declare independence, which I don't see happening. They could go to the UN with that, and say, look, we've said, okay, this election is going to be about independence, and if that happens and you get a majority pro-independence elected, which is very difficult with the ridiculous voting system you have, which is there to scupper you, from the start. But if that happens, then like I say, you've always got the going to the UN and saying we want a referendum. and then the UN being behind you, I have no doubt, especially considering you've got the gross mishandling of Scotland's money, Scotland's future, and everybody else in the UK by the Tories. So, the UN is probably going to very happily say, yeah, please go right ahead. We'll be behind you, and we'll, have people there to oversee it. And, I deeply believe that it does not matter what the UK government says. It does not matter what the results are of this election. You know what I mean? In the end, you're going to have your independence. In the end, you'll have your referendum. And I'm, as much as humanly possible, right there behind you. And I hope you believe that. Love you.